Following is a presentation of Main Street Media.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
All right, welcome in, everybody, to Mornings on Main Street for this Monday, November 29th, 2021. And I told you guys last week was one of the best weeks of the year. Short week, Thanksgiving, a lot of fun. And now it's over. And I found out that today they call it Blue Monday because we all had the relaxation of seeing friends and family and all the football. And now you got to go back to work today. And so let's embrace this being a beautiful day, right? And a happy day, and just not – I'm not going to buy into the Blue Monday. We're just going to have some fun. We got great guests today, great information, a lot of fun, a lot of positivity to get you off and going on this beautiful Monday. Man, Christmas is less than 4 weeks away, if I do my McGavick math correctly, like 26 days or 27 days. It's less than 4 weeks. All right, let's bring in my best friend, the intern, who is working hard behind the scenes. Ooh, undisclosed location. I like this.
That's right. I'm remote.
Are you on the run from anybody?
Not that I know of, but, I like to keep it elusive.
Yeah, look at that. So I'm going to guess where you are. You have a 1975 cabinet behind you. You are in your parents' bedroom.
No, I am in the basement.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a nice cabinet back there.
Thank you. I went to a cabinet store and I said, give me the biggest one you have.
From the 70s. I want to have it back there. Hey, before we go any further, congrats to the helmet behind me, East Nashville. They're playing in the state championship on Friday in the 3A game. So their first ever state title appearance. So congratulations. And we better be hearing from Oprah Winfrey. That's her alma mater, East. She went to East. Along with, did you know that Sergeant Carter from Gomer Pyle went to East? You know who Sergeant Carter is?
I don't. Can you school me?
Man, you're breaking my heart with that. You know who Gomer Pyle is?
I don't.
All right. Well, one weekend is going to sit you down and you're going to watch all these classic vintage 60s comedy shows. All right.
Fair enough.
You're breaking my heart with that, man. I can't believe that. So anyway, congratulations. Also over here, DCA plays on Thursday. We got the Oakland Patriots are headed down there to take on Summit. DCA takes on Nashville Christian. Lipscomb CPA. We'll get to a lot of stuff later in the week. So the state championships are set. They're also down in Chattanooga, not in Cookville. They've been in years past. So intern, I know you know a lot about Chattanooga, correct?
I do. Yes. I love Chat. That is my place. I love it.
Or maybe you're Chattanooga today.
I could be.
Maybe not, though. All right, here's your headlines. November 29th, 2021. Intern, did you watch the soccer game last night, Nashville SC?
I did not. Did they win?
No, they got beat 2-0 on penalty kicks after a 1-1 tie in regulation. Their season is over. In the Eastern Conference semifinals, they lost to the Philadelphia Union.
Oh, man.
You ever heard of the Philadelphia Union?
I haven't. The only soccer games I've actually been to was an Atlanta United game in Atlanta. And it was fun. It was very hype.
Packed. Was it the Mercedes-Benz Dome?
It was, yes.
Okay.
It was awesome.
I'm looking over there at you to see what makes sure. All right. So this is something you need to know from Vivian Jones. Party buses can't afford long wait for BYO beer license starting Wednesday. Alcohol aboard open air party buses, barges, and tractors downtown will be banned. Now look, barges, God, man, they're take this to another level down there. The long road to bringing alcohol back aboard party vehicles will likely put many companies out of business. Read the article from Vivian today, but I had no idea that started on Wednesday for all that. So maybe that'd be the last of the Woohoo girls. I don't know, but I will tell you this though. Getting stuck behind them when you're trying to get downtown and you're on a tight schedule and you're trying to make your slot for the news and they are throwing beer at you and yelling at you, from my experience, drives me insane. So I'm glad they're doing something about it down there to that level, which is really, man, it was a nightmare. I really like the story from Alive Hospice, from Tyler Hummel. Alive Hospice offers free seminar for those hurting during the holidays. On Wednesday, 2 virtual sessions to offer advice for people dealing with grief and seasonal depression at noon and at 6. Please take advantage of this if you need to. Reach out to anyone. Recently the Titans wide receiver A.J. Brown reached out for help and embraced by so many people about, man, if you need to talk to somebody, call us, let us know. And I really like that Alive Hospice does this because a lot of people, look, I love this time of year. There's some who don't and go through a really tough time. So nice story by Tyler. And really thank you, Alive Hospice, for the work you do for helping people out right there with going through all that. We search the positive on this show every day, and that's what we try to do. And I wrote a column a few months ago about, searching for the red car. Find the red car in your life. Be a quick story. My son had an assignment in school and was to go out, and one day we had to count all the red cars we found. Well, I spun that like, hey, man, if you want to find red cars, you look for red cars. You want to find positive stories? They're out there. Find positive stories. And this is one here, too. Clarksville organization gives hope to women and children in need. A great story here about a place called Judy's Hope in Clarksville that's just had their groundbreaking. It's a ministry for women and children who live in tiny houses while they're healing from broken places. The goal of the organization is to get women back on their feet, back to a place of independent living. For all of us that are raised by single moms, and we saw the struggle. God bless you guys up there at Judy's Hope for doing this. That really, really means a lot to a lot of people. So it's another nice, good, positive story for you. All right, let's go over 65 years ago today. And the national banner, I love the part we get this to see for this day in history. 65 years ago, talks about a safecracker. Now, if you see the building right there, that's old Walter Knipper's National Sporting Goods. It looks just like it was today. I think the building next to it's called The Standard now, or it was a restaurant here recently. It talks about safecrackers getting $1,000, breaking in there and having all that's going on. So really fun story. Love to read those stories every day Monday through Friday in the edition of the Main Street Nashville. All right, we're going to have to be joined by Terry McCormick at 7:20 today, and we'll talk about tough day for local teams on the road, especially your Tennessee Titans. Yeah, dropped number 1 seed to AFC. They just looked out of sync yesterday, but we knew they would because of so many injuries. Terry McCormick from Titan Insider will join us at 7:20 this morning to talk more about this. The Titans have a bye week coming up, but I said this yesterday, and I got a lot of blowback on Twitter from some few goofballs. And I said, if I'd ask you September 1st at 12 weeks into the season, would you have taken the Titans 8-4 in first place? Yeah, of course you would have. And somebody's like, oh, we would not hate that question when you pose that. Hey, you're in first place, man. So there you go. You got 5 games left in the season. Is that right? Yeah, 5 games left. So playoffs are still there. You're playing that awful AFC South. So you should be good to go. And articles on the teams head of the state championship. Nice job at Tyler Palmatier about East Nashville, headed to the state finals. So you find all these stories today in the edition of the Main Street Media, Main Street Nashville. Subscribe to it, get it, sent to your inbox. Also get the app. It's right on your phone. It's absolutely perfect for all that. All right, that's your latest headlines. We're off and running this morning on this Blue Monday, but we're going to make it a happy Monday for everything that's going on and get you off and running. All right, coming up at 7:40, Jason Goolsby will join us. about the inside scoop, what's going on, what's being built, what's being moved. People are always curious about that. 7:30, really cool story about an addiction facility opening up here in Middle Tennessee that hopes to help a lot of people. And we want to highlight and spotlight them. And we come back now, we're going to take you over to Cheatham County, where a big event's happening on Saturday, and we'll tell you all about that. That's coming up next. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
Well, I came up with the name. We threw around some ideas, but I just, some people at the beginning said that they thought cheap had a sort of negative connotation, but I didn't. I wanted it to be fun. I didn't want it to be something that was like, a Spartan lifestyle that I was promoting. I wanted it to be that you could save money, but you could still have a quality life and have a good time.
For the same reason a beagle chases rabbits, it's in my blood. I started reading newspapers, Lydia, before I could read. When I was a little kid in Crossville growing up, my mom taught me to read at about 5 years old, so I would read the Crossville Chronicle, our hometown paper, and it was so exciting I'd wait on Thursday morning for the Chronicle to arrive. I've been fascinated by newspapers all my life. Since I was 5 years old, that's all I wanted to do.
All right, thank you, intern. Bringing us back there. Welcome, everybody, to Mornings on Main Street. Nice little crowd watching this morning. We appreciate each and every one of you. All right, we're going to head out to Cheatham County, to Ashland City. The big event happening this weekend. Let's bring in our new best friend, Valerie Kemp Dreyer, who's going to tell us all about what's happening. Hi, Valerie. How are you?
Fine. How are y'all?
I'm doing quite well. Thanks for getting up for us on this Blue Monday. Have you ever heard Blue Monday before?
No, I have not, but it's such a big time in Ashland City this week. We're not blue here.
All right. What is happening on Saturday in Ashland City?
A ton of stuff. So it will start with a pancake breakfast. The Kiwanis Club of Cheatham County is going to host that at the Senior Citizen Center from 7 to 10. Then from 10 to 2, we have Cheatham County's biggest toy drive. We have about 500 children in our community that need help at Christmas time. And so we collect toys for them, thousands of toys. We just need a new unwrapped toy. Then at 5 o'clock down Main Street in Ashland City, we have the Christmas parade. And at 6:30, we have the Mistletoe Trail, which will be 25 trees decorated by different organizations in the community. And if they win, they get a check for $2,000 to their favorite charity. After that, there is a movie in the park. Santa Claus is going to be on hand for all of this. And hot chocolate cookies, maybe even some snow.
Oh, that's a fun day you got planned down there, Valerie. Let's go back to the mistletoe part there. What a great idea coming together for everybody doing that and the organizations. Was that something new? Has that been around for a while?
So this is something new to Ashland City, but in Huntsville, Alabama, we got the idea from them. I'm not one to recreate the wheel. So they decorate about 300 trees in Huntsville, Alabama, and they do the same thing. So we just stole their idea and brought it here to Tennessee.
Well, by the way, every great idea is already stolen, because the example is that on this show every single day that goes on. All right, Christmas parade, always a fun time. And I love asking people this. The Christmas parade, you guys probably started planning this, back in March?
Oh, yeah. Months. This has been planned for months.
And tell me what's special about the Ashland City Christmas Parade.
First of all, we are a very small town. So if you come out here, it is a very like hallmarky type scene with our downtown area. Lots of the participants in the parade throw candy. There's a high school marching band. So, and there is a Walt Disney theme this year. So it should be really, really special.
Ooh, that's nice and new. Is that something? Did you come up with that? Valerie will give you credit for that.
No, I can't take credit. They don't let me do anything. I just do the grunt work, and I've got the big mouth that's the cheerleader for the town.
We're going to put the screen and information up on the screen right here. I'm trying to, if I can get this going out. And always, so rain, snow, sleet, whatever, you'll still go on Saturday?
Yes, we will. Now, I have done some praying and talking to some high ups, and I think we've got really good, clear, maybe chilly, but clear weather.
We'll take that. All right. So Saturday at 5 o'clock, you know what I love about a small town Christmas parade, Valerie, is the fact that it turns into a nice social event. You see people, even though you live in a small town, you'll see people you haven't seen in months. We'll all show up and everybody's in a good mood.
That's it. That's it. It's a great way to kick off the holiday season, and people will be lined down the streets. It is such a fun time to be a part, either in the parade or watching.
Is it too late to get a float into the parade?
Well, if you contact me, I bet I can get you in.
We want the Big Joe float. We're just going to throw out cash. Will that work?
Hey, that will work.
All right, let's also talk about the toy drive. What do you need there, Valerie?
So we need toys for children from birth to, junior, senior, and high school. We oftentimes get a lot of toys for elementary school age kids because they're the most fun to buy for, Barbie dolls and Transformers and all that.
Right.
So we really need items for teens and for infants. We have an Amazon wish list on. It is Cheatham Christmas Anonymous. So you can go on Amazon and search for that wish list. There are several drop-off locations in Ashland City and across Cheatham County. All of the local banks are drop-off areas. And then my office located at 106 Spring Street in Ashland City is also a location where you can drop those off during the week. And then on Saturday, we'll be at the gazebo at the Courthouse Square. Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus will be on hand to take your presents and for pictures.
So the toy drive, what does that go all the way up until Christmas? It's not just to this Saturday?
It goes all the way up until this Saturday because what we do is Santa takes the toys to one of the high school gymnasiums, sorts them out, and lets the parents come in and actually pick out toys for their children. So what I really like about this toy drive is that the parents are involved in what their children get. So it's a wonderful way to, if your kid is into football, then they can get football. If your daughter is into Barbies, she can get that instead of just picking toys that may not be especially for those children.
Oh, God bless you. What's the Amazon wish list again? Because you know what? We give Amazon a hard time, but because of this wish list and things like that, allow people who don't live in Ashland City or even the state of Tennessee to help you guys out. So what's the wish list again?
It is Cheatham Christmas Anonymous.
Cheatham.
And it has been wonderful because of that. We've had people from all over the country send presents in. My office has been the drop-off location, so we are tight with the Amazon drivers. This has been going on for the last month. And I wish I was at my office this morning because it looks like Santa's workshop. By the end of this week, we will not have any room to do any kind of work. We're just becoming a toy factory, it looks like.
That's good, though. That brings a lot of smiles to a lot of people on Blue Monday. All right, so Valerie, one more time. Let's go through the day on Saturday. Let's start at the start of the pancake breakfast. Is that Saturday?
Yes, that Saturday, pancake breakfast at the Senior Center in Ashland City, and that is from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then at the Courthouse Square from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is the toy drive in Santa Claus. You can drive through, drop your toy off, see Santa, probably get some candy from Santa, and then the parade will start at 5 o'clock. So you want to be sure sometime between 4 and 5 o'clock to line up down Main Street to get a good spot in one of the parking lots along the parade route. Then at 6:30 in River Bluff Park will be the lighting of the 25 trees at Mistletoe Trail. And there will be lots of mistletoe hanging up around there, so bring your sweetheart. And then the movie starts directly after that. The Elf is going to be shown in the park. Hot chocolate and Christmas cookies will be free to the first 200 people. And then there will also be a food truck on hand that you can purchase dinner from.
You guys covered all the bases, Valerie.
That's it. I've had a lot of elves working on this.
That's fantastic. All right, we'll keep blasting all the information out, and hope you get so many presents that you can't get into your office.
That's right. I hope so too.
All right, Valerie Dreyer, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you
Merry
soon.
Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Love that. Cheatham County Anonymous to help out. And again, positivity. We see the great and big hearts of people, not only like Valerie's talking about, around the country that send presents in. So that is simply fantastic. Thank you, guys. All right, coming up next, talk Tennessee Titans. Titan Insider Terry McCormick will join us. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
Dental coverage may be a small investment, but it has big benefits because dental coverage and preventive oral care leads to more than a healthier smile. It leads to a healthier life overall. Delta Dental makes it easy to get the care you need. With the nation's largest network, you're more likely to find or keep a dentist you love. And with comprehensive coverage and additional discounts, you'll have benefits you love too. Make a lasting investment in your oral and overall health with coverage from Delta Dental. Visit deltadentaltn.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Ryan. I'm the co-owner of Zaxby's along with Lee Oliver. This is a place that mamas and daddies can be really comfortable to send their kids to for a first job. It's a place that you can have fun, feel really good about the place that you work, get paid well, have a good time. If you want to apply, you can go to applynow.com and Zaxby's will be on there. We love it when we get some great folks here at Zaxby's.
All right. Thank you, Valerie Kim Dreyer, for letting us know what's going on at Cheatham County. Let's switch gears, talk a little football now about the Tennessee Titans. Bring in Terry McCormick from TitanInsider.com. Terry, yesterday's game, I got to tell you, Titans put up a fight for quite a while, man, but mistakes.
Yeah, when you turn the ball over 4 times, you don't have much chance to win anywhere, especially in New England. And the Titans have now, that's become a real problem for them. They've had 9 giveaways in the past 2 games, and that's what's led to this 2-game losing streak.
How much are we going to blame Ryan? I hate when people blame Ryan Tannehill for yesterday's loss because I don't think that – look, he threw interceptions, and I get all that stuff. But, man, when you're playing with the guys you didn't know their names 2 weeks ago, I don't put a lot of blame on him, Terry. Maybe that's just me.
No, I think you're onto something there, Joe, and I think you're exactly right. I mean, there's a big difference in throwing to Julio Jones or A.J. Brown than there is throwing to Dez Fitzpatrick or Cody Hollister. You know, there's a reason that Brown and Jones are all pro type receivers and that these other guys spent time on the practice squad. They're just not as experienced, not as good. And then, you know, you don't have the timing and the rhythm with those guys. You know, a contested pass that A.J. Brown might catch in traffic, one of those other guys might not be able to go and get. It's just the reality of it. You know, now there have been some plays that Tannehill would probably like to have back because he's been a little bit inconsistent this year. He's been a guy that's been kind of up and down, but by and large, he's a guy who has relied on a lot of his big weapons, and those big weapons are gone.
I got a problem yesterday, Terry, with they run the ball so well. They get down to the red zone. I think it was 26-13. Then they rolled Tannehill out to the right 2 or 3 times in a row. Why not just run the ball?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I mean, other than the fumbles, Deontay Foreman and Dontrell Hilliard were running the ball very well yesterday. Both of them had over 100 yards rushing, and I think that for the first time you saw signs of life in that running game, which is kind of the lifeblood of this Titans offense. And in order to be able to do what they want to do, they've got to be able to run the football and then open up opportunities with play action. And I think the run game was there. The fumbles aside, the run game was there yesterday, and they needed to capitalize on it and probably should have used it more in the red zone.
Has this become a problem now, these turnovers? I mean, can we blame it on the new guys? Because this is uncharacteristic of what we've seen from Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee. Now, he did it in Miami quite a bit, but we haven't seen this from Ryan Tannehill since he took over back after, this middle of the season of 2019 with what's going on with him. I mean, is this something that he's got to stop, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be able to take care of the football. Some of that, like I said, you got to put at the feet of the receivers who've had trouble, getting used to what Ryan Tannehill wants, being in certain spots at certain times. I think when you look at the whole picture, Titans are still 8-4. They're the number 3 seed, have a 2-game lead in the division plus the tiebreaker over the Colts. They're in a situation. Excuse me, Joe. Sorry about that.
It's all right, Terry.
They're in a situation where they're still in control of their own destiny. They've got 5 games left. They're going to get some of these people back. And I think that they're in a good position. They've just got to kind of right the ship right here and not let things get too much further down this road on this losing streak.
I just thought, because that's Vrabel's kind of game. It's like us against the world. Nobody believes in us. We got all these new guys. And I thought for a little bit the Titans were very competitive in the game until the turnover started to happen. When Foreman fumbled the ball in that long run, you just knew it was not going to be their day, and ultimately it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, they were competitive, and it was 19-13 there in the second half, and you felt pretty good about their chances, especially, when Foreman breaks the long run. You're thinking, hey, they're going to go down and they're going to score on this drive. But unfortunately, he fumbled the ball, and the New England recovered. And even though the Titans defense forced a punt, the Titans never really mounted another serious threat after that. I just think that it was one of those situations where the offense was making mistakes that were critical. The defense wasn't, getting pressure on the quarterback, wasn't getting turnovers. And plus, because of the offensive shortcomings, they had to play a lot of plays out there. They were on the field for quite a bit in the second half. And then it all just added up to just not being good enough.
We talked a few weeks ago about the second half of the schedule, what's coming down the pike, playing, the Texans again and the Jags again, and the Dolphins aren't very good, and the 49ers are having a rough time. But now Dolphins are very hot. 49ers are very hot. I know they guess they'll go to Pittsburgh, but the second half part of the schedule isn't looking too easy as we thought a few weeks ago.
No, it isn't. But, as you know, Joe, things can change quite quickly in the NFL. And I think that, this Titans team, the best thing that can happen for them is they're on a bye this week. Maybe it'll give them a chance to rest up, heal up, get a few people back, because I think they need, to get some of these guys back in the lineup and get them not only back in the lineup, but get them back as close to 100% as they can be. Because, when guys come off injured reserve, sometimes they're a little rusty. Sometimes they're not quite as, full go as they should be, as they would have been otherwise. I just think that this bye week comes at a great time for them, because they've got to heal up, regroup, and try to make a run down the stretch. Now, they do open with Jacksonville when they come back from the bye at home. You would think that would be as close to a gimme win as there is in the NFL. But we saw what happened with the Texans and the Jets. So you never say never.
Oh, absolutely not. Also, before they go, I can't remember a bye week coming this late in the season as he head into week 13. Maybe it's just me, but I don't recall being that late ever for the Titans.
I think this is probably the latest Titans bye week I can ever remember too. Now, there may have been one that's been around this time before, but certainly this bye week is welcomed by the Titans. In fact, if you want to be honest about it, they probably wish they'd have had it about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, Terry, thank you. We'll talk to you next Monday. And now we're down the home stretch for the NFL season. Appreciate your time, brother.
All right. Thanks, Joe.
All right. Terry McCormick from Titan Insider joins us every Monday at 7:20. You can read his stuff at TitanInsider.com. When we come back on the other side, a very cool story of a place that's opening that hopes to help a lot of people in Middle Tennessee. We'll tell you what that is when we come back. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
Every year, it costs Tennessee more than $15 million to clean up roadside litter. It's time to keep your trash to yourself and our roadways clear, because nobody trashes Tennessee.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey. I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
Is your roof in need of repairs? Maybe it's time for a full roof replacement. If so, choose Middle Tennessee's #1 rated roofer. Tim Leeper Roofing has provided the Nashville area with outstanding residential and commercial services for nearly 2 decades. And with hundreds of 5-star reviews, Tim Leeper Roofing has satisfied thousands of homeowners. To schedule a free and honest estimate, find us online at timleeperroofing.com.
Oh, that was a fun day when I had my Husky skateboarding down the park and the sidewalk. A lot of good times there. All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. Thank you, Terry McCormick from Titan Insider. Get us up to date on the Tennessee Titans. Let's switch gears now. Let's talk and bring in Josh Floyd from Brooks Healing Center, the outreach coordinator. Hey, Josh, how are you, buddy? Oh, Josh, we can't hear you. That's all right. We'll figure it out. We'll keep going. Hold on. We'll get you there, Josh. While we wait for Josh to come in. That's right, Josh. I do the same thing every morning, man. I just looking around trying to figure out what's going on. You'll get it there. Meanwhile, we'll keep talking, and I'm going to put up the screen here for Brooks Healing Center, what you guys going on, and maybe you'll hop on with us here in just a second. And the intern is working feverishly behind the scenes to get us to come on there. And he's sending you a message right now, Josh, to let you know. Meanwhile, it is. You hear me, You hear me, Josh?
How about this?
There we go. Yes. Boom. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. All right, let's pull your intern. Pull Josh back up there. We can see him there. All right, Josh. Awesome. There you go, buddy. Looking good today, man. How are you?
I'm doing well.
All right, tell me about Brooks Healing Center and why this place is going to be so important to us here in Middle Tennessee.
Well, I mean, I believe everyone knows about the pandemic that's occurred and how, you know, a combination of even COVID and other things have sent substance abuse skyrocketing and alcoholism skyrocketing and numerous other things. And it's just a group of folks. I was not looking for employment when this occurred. These gentlemen that are born and raised here in Murfreesboro just kept saying, man, come on down and look at this. Come on down and look. And after 2 months, I said, you know what? If you guys will just stop asking me, then I'm going to come down there and look about that. And so I did. And as soon as I got out of my car, I looked around and I just realized, you know, this is really going to work. And one of the good things that we have to offer is that, you know, our staff is born and raised here in Tennessee. We're not out of state from California or Florida and trying to make make a buck on people or anything like that. It's just combined experiences, and we saw a need and an opportunity presented itself. And so we're really excited.
I love it, Josh, and I'm so glad you reached out to me. Actually, Amanda reached out to me down in Murfreesboro, then got us connected with all this. I love it, man, because there are a lot of people, Josh, as you well know, going through a struggle that we don't see outwardly when you're walking down the street, but man, when they go home, that struggle is there. And you guys see it every single day, don't you?
We do. And, you know, the other great part about it is that, you know, CEO, COO, myself, and several others, we're in recovery ourselves. So this is not anything that we're not familiar with. We know the stigma, we know the shame. You know, I'd been in the hospital, and I used to go and say that I had spider bites, you know, because I was ashamed of what was really going on with me. And then they would hand me a sheet of paper that had 5 or 6 things on it and say, hey, call these numbers and good luck. And so obviously I never called the numbers because I had shame to begin with. And so what we're trying to do is make sure that we're able to meet people where they're at based on our own experience, and offer a warm handoff and also a space down there where they'll be able to walk out and literally not see anything other than forest and farmlands, and just be able to breathe in some air and start over.
The website, brookshealingcenter.com.
Yes,
and Josh, let's take it through this. If somebody wants to reach out, what's the first step? Because like, I don't know what's going on. What should their first step be?
Well, so we've got several avenues. They can either come to the website, which obviously a lot of people don't know about yet, or they can call our admissions line, which is the 931-807-6055. But my number is everywhere, and my personal number. And so I give that out because that's what I do. And it's 423-999-5026. I take calls 24/7. Even if it's someone that's skeptical or doesn't understand, you know, I get calls where people are like, this is what's going on, X, Y, and Z. Do you even think I need treatment? And most of the time that answer is a yes if they've initiated that call, but there's a way to deliver that to let them know, hey, hey man, it's okay. And we can get them in.
I just got to think, you talked about the pandemic, and, you know, we have seen the reports that have been coming out about the addiction and unfortunately the deaths to opioids and all that. I mean, we've got to get a handle on this, don't we?
We do. I never intended on being in this business, and it wasn't until, you know, my second, you know, family, you know, they've lost both 2 of 3 sons to this disease 3 years apart. One of them was 3 months ago, and one of them was about 3.5 years ago. And when you know, you attend a funeral of something like that, not only once, but twice, but initially I just said, you know what, I'm going to leave this job that I'm doing, and I can't watch this anymore, and I'm just going to try to help people, you know. And oftentimes it was like, you won't make a living, you won't be able to support yourself, you won't be able to do this, this, and this. And I just kind of look at it, you know, the same God that kept me alive when I struggled for 17 years, he had a purpose for me. I'm going to step out on faith and let's see where we go with this. And so, and it's similar stories for the other folks that work with me.
That's beautiful. Step out on faith. Fantastic. I don't mean to get too personal. What was your moment of clarity? I mean, the final thing is like, you know what, I got to get better. What was there a moment? Was there an event? Was there anything?
So, you know, quickly it kind of went, you know, treatment center number 1, I still had insurance, and treatment center number 2, I still had insurance. And then treatment center number 3, I learned what the term indigent meant because I'd lost my home, my vehicles, access to my children. And it was one of those things where you're sitting around homeless and couch surfing, and you have no working vehicle, and you're just looking around, and it's like, why? You know, why? It's not like I came from an awful family. You know, I have 3 siblings that were sent from God to bless us all. And then there was me. And so it was like, what's really going on here? And my involvement in the recovery community, actually here in Middle Tennessee, I got introduced to it in Chattanooga. But the folks in the recovery community in Middle Tennessee, there were certain things that they said. And I finally was like, you know what? Enough is enough. And I made a call. And that happened March 3rd, 2015. So
God bless you. Look at you now. Now you're on Mornings on Main Street. It went well. BrooksHealingCenter.com is the website. And, we said last week, Josh, we're talking about people that need to go eat on Thanksgiving that were too embarrassed to go eat. And we said, just go eat. And I got to think the same thing with you guys. People are ashamed. They don't want to call, but they need to call, don't they?
They do, and they just need to understand that even the gentleman on the other line of our admissions line, if they called the number on the screen, Nick, same thing. He's been going at this for 12 years. And so pretty much everyone they're going to come in contact with on the front lines has a lot of experience, personal experience, where that shame and stigma, when someone makes a call and they get on the phone with someone that's been there, within 30 seconds, they know it. There's a difference. And so it's one of those things where if I receive a call, within 30 seconds, they're going to know, hey, he's been where I'm at. And it just lets their guard down a little bit. It takes a little bit of the shame away, and then we can start processing what's best going to serve them and how to proceed.
Beautiful. God bless you, my brother. Thank you for what you're doing. You got my email. If you need anything, reach out to me. We'll bring you back on to help get the word out and hopefully help a lot of people, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me on.
All right,
Have
Josh
a great
Brooks.
Monday.
All right, Josh Floyd from Brooks Healing Center. The website again, brookshealingcenter.com. And he just said, if you need some help or know somebody needs help, reach out to them and let them help you. That's what they are there for. So thank you, Josh. All right, we'll take a break. Back with more right here. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
When they first came in, one of the things we put in is if you walk around Concourse, you'll see there's an area that's a Delta Dental Kid Zone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been there pretty much since the Preds opened for business. And so that's one of the things. But, if you look at, in our case, how do we match up with charities that have value across the state? And then the other thing is how do we match up with partners that are true community partners? And if you look at what the Preds give back to the community and the things they do for kids all over, how do you match up with a better partner in the national area than the Preds? I mean, it's hard to beat them, really. And entertainment-wise, it's hard to beat them just showing up to the game. I mean, it's almost an assault on your senses. It's Vegas and everything else rolled into one with lights and cameras and everything going. So,
but you've got such a good partnership with them that when I think of the Preds, I almost think of Delta Dental because of everything you guys do with them.
Yeah, we would love to know that that's the way people think. If everybody walks through the door and thinks, well, who is their partner? First partner I want to think of is Delta Dental.
All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. Many thanks to Josh Floyd, the Brooks Healing Center. We'll keep touting their praises and getting the word out about them and the great work they're doing to change lives. So thank you very much, Josh, for joining us. All right, 7:40 on a Monday. It's time for the Inside Scoop with our main man, Jason Gooseby. And look at the lighting's better. He's smiling. Looks a little slimmer. What's going on in your world, man?
Oh, man, I like that special kind of turkey. It makes you skinny.
Oh, yeah. I need to get that same filter on my computer as well that you've got there. How's your weekend been?
It's been good. Hey, man, is that an Eastern Kentucky helmet back behind you?
That's the East Nashville High School.
Okay. Well,
did you not watch the start of the show?
I did not watch the start of the show.
So East is playing in the state high school championships on Friday for the first time ever. Now, that's probably the most historic high school in Nashville, and they're playing in their first state championship.
Yeah, that's where Oprah Winfrey went to high school.
It is. And I told the intern, Sergeant Carter also went to East.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Hey, who are they playing? Do you know?
I have no idea, but thanks for asking. But if you get the e-edition of MainStreetNashville.com, go to the prep Main Street Preps. It's all right there for you, all laid out.
I've ref some basketball games there before, and great historic, cool architecture and everything about that building down there. It's awesome. The reason I was asking is because did you mention our mutual friend Walter Wells was named OVC Coach of the Year? Did you mention that? Did you?
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. So if he's watching, all right.
It's a big honor for him. Our dear friend, former Cumberland University football coach.
Right, my coach,
Walter Wells.
Yep, one of my coaches, and I sent him a text when I found out the news. And as busy as he is, he replied. So,
did he really?
Yeah, he did. Class
usually tells me to leave him alone, so that's good. I'm glad you got that. You know what's funny? Somebody asked me this past. I was at a Thanksgiving event on Thursday, asking about you, about the Inside Scoop, and they love watching your stuff. You are almost famous.
I strive to be like Joe Dubin. Joe Dubin is my avatar. He is what I aspire to be.
Well, you've carved out a little niche with your Inside Scoop stuff.
I have, man. I have, and it's so funny. You know, you're a creative, Joe. I read your article, and I'm being serious here. I read your articles that you post on your blog and then in the newspaper and stuff. And, you know, you're a creative guy, and it's really cool when you take just a concept that pops into your head and you think, this might work.
Right.
And you do it. And it doesn't work. Maybe the first couple of times you don't get the response, but then you say, "Hey, I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm going to give it a few months, and then one day, 3 months later, you're at the Walmart and some random guy recognizes you, and you're like, I've made it. I've made it. People at Walmart know me."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. See, my thing, I am Snap famous. You know what that means?
No.
It means when somebody sees you, they're like, yeah, like that. I got that from a guy named, used to play with Prince, a guy named Des Dickerson, lives in Nashville. He was a guitar player for Prince of the Revolution. And he said when he was with Prince, he always got he was Snap famous. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like they like, I know you from somewhere. And so I've always liked that line because it's very humbling because we're nowhere near what we think we are mentally. And it's very quick to be put in our place. So as long as we stay in our place, I think we're good.
Yeah. You're right. You're right about that. And just always having for whatever gifts that we're given, always being thankful to the Lord for them. Always just being grateful, that his blessings are good every day. So
they are. So anything happening new out in Wilson County, you're just gonna get on with this day and hang out with us.
And I actually, I had to take time out from my post-Thanksgiving coma. I actually had to get up off the couch and go do some digging. And what I found out, there's been some stuff going on South Mount Juliet Road as we get close to the Davidson County line over there and the Suggs Creek area. And I went and investigated those. So if you head out on South Mount Juliet Road going towards Antioch or whatever,
right.
There's a lot of dirt being moved on the right-hand side of the road and on the left-hand side of the road there at Suggs Creek. So I stopped, and to give the people in a visual which one that I investigated first is the one on the right as you're heading towards Davidson County. And the name of that unit is called, the name of that development is called Autumn Breeze. And it's small development, relatively speaking. It's only about 40 acres.
Okay.
And so that's kind of not a really big development, but one of the things that I think is really cool about it is I did my investigation. I called and talked to some people, and they were very upfront with me. There's only going to be 50 units in that 40-acre development. So that tells me these are going to be some big lots, and that means big money.
It does mean big money.
It means big money in today's market because the land is getting so expensive around here. So
let me show you the story that's in the Gallatin newspaper. Planning Commission votes against 158 home subdivision on Long Hollow Pike. You know more about this than I do, Jason, but I can't remember the last time a Planning Commission voted against a development that 158 homes. That's a lot of property taxes coming in.
Yeah, right. And I think I would have to look at it more closely, but probably what happened there, I'm going to assume that the land I know for a fact the land probably had to be rezoned, and because the zoning was off on it, and because if the land was zoned for them to do that, they wouldn't have to go in front of the Planning Commission. They would just submit site plans, and they would approve them or tweak them to satisfy them. So the land had to be rezoned, and the people in the neighborhood got together, and we say "not in my backyard." We call it the NIMBY, the NIMBY movement, and. It's so dumb. It's true, man. We're almost 100% of us are NIMBYs, not in my backyard, and we're all about. Hey, I want a Costco. Goes me as long as you don't build it close to me.
I've never seen. All I hear is growth, build. So when I saw this story this morning in the Gallatin News, part of the Main Street Media empire, I was taken aback. I mean, I know it happens quite a bit, but I just can't recall the last time it's happened.
And I had a person with a much higher pay grade than you and I in these matters. And he told me there's only two reasons that Planning Commission will really essentially vote things down. And it's if you can prove there's going to be some environmental impact on something, like some snail maybe that is going to die that nobody ever knows was really alive. And I'm being sarcastic there.
I know. I keep going. We're not stopping you.
But also that the infrastructure will not support it in the current form. So that I know Long Hollow Pike, and maybe it's off Long Hollow Pike a little bit, and they're saying, hey, this road is way too narrow. There's no shoulder on it. Yada yada yada. So.
It makes me smile the fact that you just don't put something in front of the Planning Commission. They're like, okay, sign off, take care. Right. I mean, there's some thought and some depth into all this.
They're right. And the old saying still holds true. The squeakier the wheel, the more grease that it gets. And if you raise enough cane, sometimes but you need to have good reasons, because people have property rights too. I know that's really unpopular to say,
right?
But the people who own, those land that sell that to developers, they have property rights too. And so and when a Planning Commission just doesn't, they cannot just do whatever they want to and say, well, we're just going to turn it down. Well, you don't, because then they can get sued. I mean, it gets into people do have rights. And I'm with you, Joe. It's good to see that some people went before and expressed their desire. It's a great thing about the democracy that we live in.
It is, my friend. All right, we're going to take a break, and we're coming back. You know what's on the other side, right?
All right, yeah.
Celebrity birthdays. Let's do better than you did last week. So you and the intern. So don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We'll take it back. Come back. Our final break up next, celebrity birthdays right here. Mornings on Main Street.
Talking Trash, the show that's going to end littering. Brought to you by Nobody Trashes Tennessee. How was that? That fast part, the end felt rushed. I'm going to do it one more time, Claire. Talking Trash, the show that's going to end littering. Brought to you by Nobody Trashes Tennessee. Ooh, how was that? Claire, that sound about right? It felt good to me. She feels me. Nobody trashes Tennessee on my watch.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
You really good try.
There aren't any cops around.
I didn't think there were any cops around.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay? Cover your head, sir. Where you are right now? Get ambulance now.
All right, welcome back to America's favorite game show, Celebrity Birthdays. If you're now joining us, here's how the game is played with those celebrities out there whose birthday is today, and you have to get their age within 2 years of either side, all right? 2, not 3, not 4, but 2 years on either side of what you got going. All right, the guests always get to go first, so Mr. Goolsby, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Goolsby.
Okay, first up today, actor-comedian Howie Mandel.
Oh, Howie Mandel is 60.
I'm going to go 58.
Oh, not bad. He's 66. You're both wrong.
Yeah.
It's in the waters.
Great actor Don Cheadle. How old is Don Cheadle today?
Yeah. Don Cheadle. I'll say he's 60.
I'm going to say 63.
57. You got to come off the 60 there, Gooseby. Actress Anna Faris. She's on the TV show Mom.
Yeah.
Also, she appeared in 4 episodes of Friends, where she played the birth mother of Chandler and Monica's twins. Anna Faris.
38.
I'm going to say 56.
You have no idea who Anna Faris is, do you?
I don't. No. Do you know?
I would have missed this because she's 45. She looks 25.
Wow.
And what'd you say, Gooseby?
I said 38. She was in Scream, wasn't she? Or the Scream, the movie that made fun of Scream, the parody.
Scary movie.
Yeah.
Scary movie. All right, let's move on down. Actress Diane Ladd. Her daughter was in Jurassic Park. Laura Dern. How old is Diane Ladd?
Oh, that's Laura Dern's her daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So she's 80.
I heard if you watch her movies, you'll be glad you did. I mean, should I even answer? Is it just automatic?
I love it.
Answer.
All right, I'm going to go 86.
She's 86 exactly.
Let's go.
Oh,
yeah. All right, man. Move on down. Musician Chuck Mangione.
78.
67.
81. Goolsby, so close. Nashville native singer keyboardist Felix Cavallari of the Rascals. He lives in Nashville. Not Nashville native, lives in Nashville. It's a beautiful morning.
Oh, okay. Well, that song is from the 60s or 70s. I'll say he is 81.
I'm going to say 76.
79. We're tied at 1. Good job, Gooseby.
Recount.
Actor Kim Delaney. She was in NYPD Blue. I think she was in the movie Heat. She was Robert De Niro's girlfriend.
She is 61.
I'm going to say 54.
She's 60. Good job, Gooseby. You've taken a 2-1 lead.
Pulled the rug out from under me.
Actor Andrew McCarthy was in all those Brat Pack movies of the 80s.
That's okay. So he's 58.
I'll say 61.
He is 59. So you were closer, Gooseby. 3-1.
Oh, but I think we both get it right though.
He got closer though.
Oh, okay.
Don't try to get this.
No, I love new rules.
Singer Jonathan Knight of New Kids on the Block.
I'm 54.
I'm gonna say 55.
53.
I was gonna say 53. I was either gonna go one up or one.
Goosby's on a row, 4 straight.
He's not in my head.
Actor Kevin Malone from The Office, Brian Baumgartner. He's the bald guy, heavyset guy.
A heavy-set. That's a nice.
Kevin
way to say it.
Malone.
He's a husky guy. Like
He's a husky guy.
Big-boned.
my mom.
Make it
used to
5
say.
straight, brother.
He is 57.
I'm gonna say 48.
He's 49. So it's 4-2. So you got 2 more here real quick. We'll do this so the intern can catch up. All right. Jerry Lawler, the king. How old is Jerry Lawler?
Oh yeah, Jerry is 77.
I'm gonna say 74.
72. It's now 4-3. Woo, I'm nervous. We haven't gotten this close in a long time.
This is a good
All
one.
right. Let's find somebody here. All right. Rapper the Game. How old is Rapper the Game?
I have no idea who that is.
He's a rapper.
I'm guessing if he's a newer rapper, maybe like 31.
I'm gonna say 39.
42. Intern fails by 1 year. Congratulations, Gooseby.
This is my crown.
It looks good. We'll see you again next Monday.
All right, I enjoyed it, man.
See you, brother.
See you, man.
Intern, you did well, though, man.
Thank you.
You battled back. You lost by 1 year. I haven't had a game that close, even when I did radio celebrity birthdays in a long time.
Yeah,
so well done.
Thank you, sir.
So we'll reassemble tomorrow, man. Thanks, brother. All right, that's our show for today. Once again, thank you, Valerie Kemp Dreyer from Cheatham County for the big activities happening in Ashland City this weekend. Terry McCormick, Titan Insider. Josh Floyd from Brooks Healing Center about the new treatment facility opening up down in Normandy. So thank you for joining us this morning as we help spread the word and hopefully help a lot of people in our area that are struggling right now. And Jason Gooseby, thank you as always with the Inside Scoop. Intern, thank you, my man. And again, we'll leave you with this. Let people in traffic smile, open doors, be nice, be kind. And as always, nobody ever went broke by giving. We'll see you tomorrow.